Hey everyone, welcome back to the shop, welcome back to the channel. Today is all about XLs. I have got them in production and I am assembling the first few now. Give you a bit of a look. So, these are the first ones off the machine. Today is Sunday, May the 4th I think it is today. So these ones will be heading out tomorrow, being Monday. Give you a bit of a look at a finished one. Okay, so this is number one, Founders Edition number one. Let me put yours down and zoom is in. Okay, so this is the bottom of the Founders Edition number one. This is the middle section. And the top section. I've done an adaptive toolpath on the bottom, something different. I think it looks pretty snazzy. Okay, so this is the top. It's got the stainless steel cap on it. So the last video, everyone mentioned that they would like a magnetic top, so that's what I've done. So to get the top to open, one of these corners, that one, so you press on the corners and it'll pivot the top up, and then you can get it and just take it off. And that's the inside. So there's 4 magnets in the corners. I've also put threads in the corners. I don't know if you can see the threads. So there's a magnet there, and then there's a M2.5 thread next to it. The idea is I'm going to release this file. I didn't show you the back of that, it's pocketed out. So I'm going to release this file, and it allows sort of people with routers, wood makers, timber people, they can make timber caps, you can make 3D printed caps, you can sort of do what you like. So these go on, opens up nicely either side. Very good. Okay, so that is the Aroma-3 Founders Edition. They will come with one of these spoons. So it's a spoon. Okay, and this is the new bearing tool. So this is bearing tool version 2. I'll give you a rundown on what I've done with this. So this is a new top section. The top section has a washer. There's a washer underneath that nut. So there's a nut encapsulated, there's a washer under it to stop them pulling through. The first bearing tool, there was a few reports of the nut pushing through. So I believe this has solved that issue. Okay, this is the new safety protector. And this is the bolt. So this is the bolt. The bolt now has a washer encapsulated, again to stop the bolt pulling through. And these are some stickers. So these are vinyl stickers I've cut out. So that is the 3 pieces. So there's the top bit, the spacer, and the bolt. I don't believe I have an older tool here anymore, otherwise I could show you the difference. But the older ones had washers, they had a few bits. And this is a lot easier. The best part is no part, so I've simplified a lot of it. Alright, enough rambling, let me get some bearings. Okay, so we have 2 bearings. So to use this tool and push some bearings into this, what you do is simply put the bearings onto this. Keep these in frame would help. So you slide the bearings onto here. What I will do is take this cap off for demonstrations. Okay, so this bit now goes in here. Turn up. So that goes in there like that. And then the bottom bit, you can either, this is optional, I encourage you guys to use this. So you put this on first, and then you screw this on, and that will start pushing the bearings in. So you see the bearings going in, you keep doing this up, and the bearings will keep going in. Probably help if I show you the whole thing. So you twist nice and easy. This is a lot easier to grab now with the two handles. So you keep doing it up until this bearing sits flush with the top. A little bit more, you'll feel a little bit of resistance, and that's it. Don't go too much or you could damage the tool. Don't keep cranking it once it's there. And then you undo it. So that is the bearings pressed in now. We'll get our cap. Put our cap back on. That is one assembled Aroma-3-XL Founders Edition. Alright, to get the bearing back out, you can leave the cap on, you can take the cap off, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so to get the bearing back out, this is where this sticker comes in, because there is a chance you can scratch the top of this surface. Another thing, let me grab a lid off an Aroma-3. This bearing tool works with both lids. So this is the Aroma-3 and this is the XL lid. They're both the same. Okay, so you get one of these vinyl stickers, and this just goes over the bearing. It's a bit hard with these gloves on. Okay, so that just goes over the bearing just to protect that top surface. And then this safety spacer goes on. The bolt goes in this way. Basically, whatever way this bolt is going, if it's going that way, it's going to push the bearings that way. If it's going this way, it's going to push the bearings this way. So we want to push the bearings out, so we face it this way. And this screws on top. So you see that blue sticker protects that surface. And then you do it up, and it will start pulling the bearings out. Nice and easy. And then you'll feel when it sort of bottoms out, you'll feel when the bearings come out. So then the top bit comes off. And then the bearings are out. Again, to press the bearings back in, you just put the bearings on this. So now we're pushing them back in, so we're going to go this way. We put that on the top. You don't need the sticker. The stickers should be reusable. I've given you 3 in each packet, but they should last a long time. Now, you don't actually need this. This will fit between the teeth. So if you ever lose it, see how this fits between the teeth? So you don't actually need, this is optional, but I encourage you to use it because it'll stop you from cutting yourselves on the teeth. So put this on. Crank him up. And there we have it. All right, that is the Founders Edition. Very, very happy with how this turned out. Looks beautiful. So these are going to start shipping as of tomorrow. There's 150 of them to get through. The machine is currently making about 3 or 4 a day. So they're not going to go out super fast, and it's first in, first served with these. Let me flip this guys around. So yeah, it's going to be first in, first served with these. So number 1 will be going out, number 2 will be going out, and the last person to order will be the last one to receive their grinders. I anticipate, 2-3 weeks for the last one to ship out, and then I'll be moving on to the titanium. In the meantime, the Aroma-3s are still in full production, so there's no chance of them running out of stock. I'll give you a bit of a look what I've been up to lately. So just trying to set up the racks and things to make it flow a little bit nicer up here. I've got some bigger fixtures to put on the laser. So this one's for the XL, so I can do more parts at once. This is the press setup, and then the sort of the wash setup with the ultrasonic cleaners and the rinsing. The drying rack has had a bit of an overhaul. Not too much, pretty similar. These are all the factory seconds I've got to go through. There's a whole heap that I'm going to list on the website soon. There's new serial numbers. So this is the new engraving for the Aroma-3s. They now have serial numbers, and the tops are, I'm not engraving the tops anymore because I've had a lot of requests for a clean top and just move all the engraving to the bottoms. So that's what I've done. I feel like the grinders are pretty well known now. Everyone knows their old mate Aroma-3s just by the look of them. So I feel like moving the engraving to the bottom, adding a serial number, keeps them nice and clean looking. Same as the XLs. I'm not lasering the top unless you request it if you want custom ones. The Founders Edition, sorry, I'm not offering customization because it's just too much workload for me at the moment to try and get all the Founders Editions and customize them as well. Let me show you the machine. I'm currently upstairs. I'll run down and show you the machine, how it is making the XLs. That is the workshop kitten, if you've seen it. So the Aroma-3s are in production down here with the robot. Currently making them. And this is the new machine, all running on the XL. So this is all the material for the XLs. There is quite the amount of material to get through. Okay. So this is the setup. Let me just blow the coolant off. All right. So each run, I pretty much get a full grinder. So I've got a spoon here, and I have a complete XL come off this side, and the cap on this side. So it's about 3 hours, guys, for me to make a complete XL, and there's 150 to send out. So 150 times 3 is quite the amount of hours. So I'm going to be working as hard as I can, keep this machine running as long as I can. I'll be doing night trips throughout the night to come and reload it to get all these out for you. Working as hard as I can to get them out. Here's a few more made today. These are all the spoon blanks. Okay, that is about it for me for today. It's Sunday here. I've got to go home. I've actually got my daughter living with me full time now. I've got full custody of my daughter, so that's exciting. She's 12. Sort of thrown a spanner in the works because I have to do school drop off and pick up, but I wouldn't have it any other way. It's really good having my daughter living with me. Yeah, she's pretty keen to come and do some filming for me as well, and get on camera, so that's exciting. Yeah, I'm very keen to get these things out to you, the XLs. They're pretty substantial grinders. They're beasts of things compared to the Aroma-3s. I was playing with the XLs this whole time, and I go back to the Aroma-3s and they feel pretty small. So yeah, pretty keen to see what you guys think of the XLs and my work. All right, I will catch us on the next one. I'm pretty keen to hear all your feedback on the XLs. And yeah, keep it going. Thank you very much. I will see you on the next one. Ciao.